Washington, this is VOA News. The French satirical magazine Charlie Hebdo is ready to go to press again. I'm Ray Kugel reporting. The Prophet Muhammad will be on the cover of the next issue of the French satirical magazine Charlie Hebdo. In a preview released Monday, the Prophet is seen holding a sign saying, "I am Charlie," and standing under the headline, "All is Forgiven." The publishers of the first post-terror attack issue of the magazine say they plan to run at least 3 million copies. A Turkish news agency aired security camera footage from an Istanbul airport, reportedly showing the girlfriend of a French terror suspect entering the country. The video is of a woman believed by Turkish officials to be Hayat Boumediene. The 26-year-old is sought by French authorities in connection with the 3-day terror spree in Paris last week. They killed 17 people and 3 alleged attackers, including her partner, Amedy Coulibaly. France is deploying 10,000 troops to boost security at sensitive sites in the aftermath of the deadly terror attacks. Sarah Hennessy reports.
French Prime Minister Manuel Valls said the country must not let down its guard because the security threat to France is still present. The Prime Minister was speaking to French broadcaster BFM TV.
Le plus haut niveau du plan Vigipirate.
He says the highest level of France's terror alert system is being maintained. The 10,000 troops due to be deployed by Tuesday is the first time so many have been deployed in the country. French Interior Minister Bernard Cazaneuve said nearly 5,000 security force troops would be tasked with protecting the country's more than 700 Jewish schools. Sarah Hennessy, London.
Washington admitted Monday it made a mistake in not sending a top official to attend the Solidarity rally in France, blaming it mainly on security concerns. This is VOA News. The Twitter and YouTube accounts belonging to U.S. Central Command were taken over briefly by hackers who said they are loyal to the Islamic State group. The Twitter account Monday posted threats to U.S. soldiers warning, "We are coming, watch your back, ISIS." Follow-up tweets included links to documents that appeared to contain the telephone numbers, email addresses, and home addresses of dozens of U.S. military officials. Within 30 minutes, the CENTCOM accounts were suspended. U.S. officials and analysts say the hack does not represent a security threat. Indonesian Navy divers have retrieved the flight data recorder from the AirAsia plane that went down in the Java Sea more than 2 weeks ago, killing all 162 people aboard. The flight data recorder will be taken to Jakarta, where it could take up to 2 weeks to analyze. Divers have also located the cockpit voice recorder, but it cannot be immediately recovered because it is wedged under heavy wreckage. Pope Francis is headed for a week-long trip to Asia, leaving Rome for Sri Lanka and the Philippines. Pope Francis arrives Tuesday in Sri Lanka. The U.S.-led coalition says it launched another 27 airstrikes against Islamic State targets in Syria and Iraq. The U.S. military says the air attacks hit Islamic State fighting positions and buildings near Kobani, the Syrian town near the Turkish border, where Kurdish fighters and insurgents have been battling for control for months. In Iraq, 16 air attacks hit more Islamic State fighting positions. The U.S. says that Pakistan is pledging a new willingness to attack Taliban and Haqqani network insurgents in tribal areas along its Afghan border. That word following talks between visiting U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry and Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif in Islamabad Monday. An Egyptian court acquitted 26 men accused of debauchery after they were arrested last month at a Cairo bathhouse. Edward Uranian has more.
The decision Monday by a Cairo misdemeanor court to acquit 26 men accused of debauchery was met with applause inside the courtroom as onlookers cheered and the defendants chanted, Much of the Egyptian press has been referring to the case as the trial of the gay bathhouse orgy participants. The defendants were arrested in early December after police raided a Turkish bath facility in the center of Cairo. Prosecutors accused the bathhouse owner of using the facility to aid and abet debauchery, and the defendants with debauchery and violating public decency. Edward Uranian, Cairo.
SpaceX cargo capsule Dragon arrived at the International Space Station Monday with supplies for the crew on board. The craft carried 2,300 kilograms of food, experiments, and other supplies. Dragon was launched from Cape Canaveral last Saturday. I'm Ray Kugel in Washington.
That's the latest world news from VOA.